Your blessings are everywhere, but my dear, are you truly open to receive them? Take a gentle breath with me, slowly in and softly out. Just for a moment, let everything else fade into the background. The noise, the pressure, the quiet questions that have been sitting in your heart, just let them rest. I want you to feel this moment right here, right now, because something important is happening within you, even if you cannot fully see it yet. You've been waiting, haven't you? Waiting for something to shift, waiting for a sign, waiting for life to finally meet you where you are and say, yes, now is your time. And maybe, deep inside, there's been a quiet ache, a wondering, why does it feel like it's taking so long? Or perhaps even, did I miss it somehow? Oh, sweetheart, come closer. You didn't miss anything. Nothing has passed you by. But let me ask you something gently, not to challenge you, but to open a door inside you. What if your blessings have not been delayed, only unnoticed? Take a breath with that, because sometimes what we are searching for so intensely is already surrounding us, softly waiting for our awareness to catch up with its presence. Like sunlight pouring through a window, it has always been there, but we only feel its warmth when we turn toward it. And I know how easy it is to feel like life is holding back from you. When things don't arrive the way you expected, when opportunities seem just out of reach, when others appear to be receiving what you've been praying for, it can feel personal, can't it? It can feel like you are being overlooked. But my dear, you are not being overlooked. Life is not withholding from you. It is whispering to you constantly in ways so gentle that they can be missed if you are only looking for something loud, dramatic, or obvious. Let me share something with you, something that may soften your heart just a little. Imagine a seed planted deep in the soil. From the outside, it looks like nothing is happening. The ground is still quiet, unchanged. And if you didn't understand the process, you might believe the seed has failed, that nothing is growing, that it has been forgotten. But beneath the surface, something miraculous is unfolding. Roots are stretching. Life is forming. Energy is gathering. The seed is preparing itself to break open, to become something entirely new. And here is the truth that I want you to hold gently in your heart. You are not just waiting for your blessings. You are becoming the version of yourself who can recognize and receive them, because receiving, my dear, is not as simple as it sounds. It requires openness. It requires softness. It requires a willingness to let go of the idea that blessings must arrive in a certain form at a certain time, in a way that matches your expectations perfectly. Sometimes we are so focused on how it should happen that we close ourselves off to how it is already happening. Have you ever noticed that? How the mind creates a picture and then quietly rejects anything that doesn't fit that picture. And so life offers you something, a small opportunity, a moment of peace, a connection, an idea, a new direction. And because it doesn't look like the big breakthrough you imagined, you dismiss it. You say, this isn't it. But what if it is? What if your blessings are not arriving all at once, but in gentle pieces, carefully placed into your life, so that you can grow into them rather than be overwhelmed by them? Take a breath, because this is where everything begins to shift. not when everything changes around you, but when something softens within you. When you begin to move from chasing to noticing, from forcing to allowing, from asking where is it to quietly whispering, let me see what is already here. And I want you to really feel this, not just understand it, but feel it. Right now, in your life, there are small blessings present. They may not look like what you expected. They may not feel complete yet, but they are there. A moment of clarity, a lesson that shaped you, a door that closed to protect you from something not meant for you, a connection that appeared at just the right time. Even your resilience, the way you've kept going, the strength you didn't know you had, that too is a blessing. But if your heart is only open to receiving something big, obvious, and immediate, you may overlook the quiet miracles unfolding right in front of you. And my dear, when we overlook what is already given, we unintentionally signal to ourselves, it is not enough. And when something is not enough, we cannot fully receive it. So life waits, patiently, lovingly, for us to see, to acknowledge, to open. Let me ask you something softly. What would change if you stopped searching for your blessings and started recognizing them? Not tomorrow, not when everything is perfect, but now. Because the truth is, receiving is not about having more. It is about seeing differently. It is about allowing yourself to feel worthy of what is already present. And I know sometimes that is the hardest part, isn't it? Feeling worthy. Feeling like it is safe to receive. Because somewhere along the way, you may have learned to guard yourself, to expect disappointment, to believe that things don't come easily, or that you must struggle to deserve something good. So even when life offers you something, a moment of ease, a glimpse of joy, a possibility, there is a part of you that hesitates, that questions, that pulls back, and this is not your fault. It is simply something you learned. But what is learned can be gently unlearned. And it begins like this, with awareness, with softness, with a simple willingness to say, maybe, just maybe, I am allowed to receive. Take a breath with that. Let it settle in your body. You are allowed to receive. Not because you have done everything perfectly, not because you have earned it through struggle, but because you are here, because you exist. Because life itself is always moving toward expression, toward giving, toward expansion. And you, my dear, are part of that flow. You are not separate from it. You are not forgotten by it. You are within it. So what if, instead of asking, when will my blessings come, you began to ask, where are they already touching my life? What if you softened your gaze just a little and allowed yourself to notice the subtle, the quiet, the almost invisible? Because that is where everything begins, not in the grand moment, but in the gentle recognition. And as you begin to recognize, something shifts. Your energy changes. Your heart opens. You become more receptive, more available, more aligned with what is already trying to reach you. It is like tuning into a frequency that has always been there, but now you can finally hear it. And the more you notice, the more you receive. The more you receive, the more you trust. And the more you trust, the more life flows toward you, effortlessly, naturally, beautifully. So take another slow breath, and just for a moment, allow yourself to feel this possibility that your blessings are not far away. They are here, closer than you think, softer than you expected, waiting not for the perfect moment, but for your open heart. And in this quiet space, something within you is beginning to awaken, isn't it? A small shift, a gentle openness, a sense that maybe, just maybe, life has been speaking to you all along, and you are finally ready to listen. Stay with that feeling, my dear. Don't rush away from it. Let it expand just a little more inside your chest. That quiet openness, that soft willingness to see differently, because this is where the deeper truth begins to unfold. You see, it was never just about the blessings themselves. It was never just about what arrives or when it arrives or how it appears in your life. It has always been about the space within you that is ready to receive. And I want you to gently consider this. What if life has already been giving to you in perfect timing, but a part of you has still been bracing, still expecting disappointment, still holding on to the familiar feeling of not yet? Take a breath, because this is something many people carry quietly. The body learns patterns. The mind repeats stories. And without even realizing it, you begin to expect life to withhold, to delay, to keep you waiting just a little longer. So, even when something arrives, something real, something meaningful, there is a hesitation, a subtle resistance, a quiet voice that says, "This won't last," or "This isn't it yet." And my dear, that voice is not your truth. It is only an echo of what you have experienced before. But you are not living in those moments anymore. You are here, and here is where everything can begin again. Let me share something with you in a way that you can feel it deeply. Imagine standing in front of a door. On the other side of that door is everything you've been asking for: peace, abundance, love, clarity, all of it. And the door is not locked. It has never been locked. But your hand hesitates on the handle, not because you don't want what's inside, but because a part of you is unsure if it's truly meant for you. So you wait. You question. You look around for confirmation. And in that waiting, it can feel as though the door has not opened, even though it has always been available. Do you see it? The shift is not about forcing the door open. The shift is about trusting that you are allowed to walk through it. And trust, my dear, is not something you suddenly have all at once. It is something you gently build, moment by moment, breath by breath, awareness by awareness. So let's slow this down together. Take a breath in and feel your body soften just a little. Now exhale and release the need to figure everything out, because receiving does not come from effort. It comes from alignment. And alignment is not something you chase, it is something you allow. You allow yourself to feel safe. You allow yourself to soften. You allow yourself to believe, even just a little, that life is not working against you, that it never has been. And I know there may be parts of your story that make this difficult to accept. Moments where things didn't unfold the way you hoped. Times when you felt let down, overlooked, or even abandoned by the very things you trusted. Those moments matter. They shaped you. They taught you to be careful, but they were never meant to close your heart. They were only moments, not your identity. And this is where something profound begins to happen. When you start to separate who you are from what you have experienced, you create space. Space to choose differently. Space to respond differently. Space to receive without carrying the weight of the past into every new moment. So instead of asking, why hasn't it happened yet? You begin to ask, what part of me is still holding back from receiving? Not in a way that blames you, but in a way that empowers you. Because within that question, there is freedom. Freedom to notice. Freedom to soften. Freedom to gently release the patterns that no longer serve you. And I want you to feel how gentle this process can be. It doesn't require force. It doesn't require perfection. It only requires presence, awareness, a willingness to pause and say, I see what I've been holding and I'm ready to let it soften. Take another breath and place your attention on your heart for a moment. Not to analyze, not to fix, but simply to feel. There may be a tightness there, or a quiet guarding, or maybe even a longing that hasn't fully been expressed. Let it be there. Let it breathe, because the heart, my dear, knows how to open. It doesn't need to be forced. It only needs to feel safe. And safety begins when you stop pushing yourself, when you stop demanding that everything change instantly, and instead you allow yourself to be exactly where you are, while gently choosing a new way of seeing. So here is something simple, something soft, something you can carry with you. The next time you notice yourself searching, wondering, waiting, I want you to pause. One, just pause and ask yourself quietly, what is already here that I have not fully received? And then listen, not with urgency, but with openness. You may notice something small, a feeling of calm that wasn't there before, an opportunity that feels different, but promising, a thought that brings clarity. Even the awareness itself is a blessing. And when you notice it, I want you to do something very simple. Receive it, not intellectually, but emotionally. Let yourself feel it. Let yourself say, yes, I see this, I accept this, I allow this into my life. Because every time you do this, you are strengthening your ability to receive. You are teaching your mind, your body, your energy that it is safe to open. And the more you open, the more life can meet you there. It is not about doing more. It is about resisting less. It is about softening into the flow that has always been moving toward you. And slowly, gently, you will begin to notice something shift. The waiting will feel lighter. The pressure will begin to dissolve. And in its place, there will be a quiet sense of trust, not a loud, dramatic certainty, but a calm knowing, a feeling that says, I don't need to chase what is already finding its way to me. And my dear, that is where everything begins to change. Because when you stop chasing, you start receiving. When you stop forcing, you start allowing. When you stop questioning your worth, you start embodying it. So just for a moment, let's anchor this together. Take a slow, gentle breath in, and as you exhale, whisper softly within yourself, I am open to receive. Again, slowly, I am open to receive. Let those words settle into you, not as something you have to convince yourself of, but as something you are remembering. Because deep down, you have always been open. It was only the layers of fear, doubt, and past experiences that made it feel otherwise. And those layers, they can soften, they can release, they can gently fall away as you continue to choose openness again and again. You see, sometimes the reason it feels like blessings are not arriving is not because they aren't there, but because a part of you is still learning how to feel safe receiving them. And this can be very subtle, so subtle that you might not even notice it at first. It can look like hesitation, like overthinking, like waiting for the perfect moment, like telling yourself, I'll believe it when I see it. But underneath all of that, there is often something much deeper, a quiet fear, not of failure, but of receiving. Yes, receiving, because receiving changes things. Receiving asks you to step into a new version of yourself, a version that may feel unfamiliar, exposed, even vulnerable. And if you've spent a long time protecting your heart, guarding your expectations, preparing for disappointment, then stepping into that openness can feel uncertain. So instead, the mind does something very clever. It delays. It questions. It finds reasons to stay where it feels known, even if that place feels uncomfortable. And my dear, this is not weakness. This is conditioning. This is your system trying to keep you safe in the only way it has learned. But what once protected you may now be limiting you. And the beautiful part is, you don't have to fight it. You don't have to force yourself to suddenly become someone completely different. You only have to begin noticing, gently, lovingly, without judgment. So let me ask you something, very softly. Have there been moments, small, quiet moments, where something good began to enter your life, and instead of fully allowing it, you pulled back just a little? Maybe you questioned it. Maybe you minimized it. Maybe you told yourself, it's probably nothing, or it won't last. That, right there, is the pattern. Not something to criticize, but something to understand. Because when you see it, you take away its power. And when you meet it with compassion, it begins to soften. So the next time you feel that hesitation, I want you to pause, not to stop it, but to sit with it, to gently say, I see you, I understand why you're here, but I am safe now. Take a breath, feel that. I am safe now, because your life is not the same as it was before. You are not the same person you were when those patterns were formed. You have grown. You have learned. You have become more aware. And awareness, my dear, is what creates change. Not force, not pressure, but awareness. So instead of pushing yourself to receive everything all at once, begin with something small, something gentle. Allow yourself to receive a compliment without deflecting it. Allow yourself to enjoy a peaceful moment without expecting it to end. Allow yourself to feel supported without questioning it. These small moments, they matter. They are practice. They are how you slowly teach your body, your heart, your mind, that it is safe to open, And the more you practice, the more natural it becomes. Until one day, you realize that receiving no longer feels foreign. It feels normal. It feels aligned. It feels like who you truly are. Now take another slow breath with me. And let's bring this into your everyday life in a way that feels calm, not overwhelming. When you wake up in the morning, before the thoughts begin rushing in, before the day starts pulling your attention in different directions, I want you to pause just for a moment. Place your awareness on your breath and gently say within yourself, I am open to what today brings, not in a way that demands something specific, but in a way that welcomes whatever arrives. Because openness is not about controlling the outcome. It is about trusting the process. And as your day unfolds, notice the small things, the subtle things, the things you might have overlooked before, a moment of ease, a kind interaction, a new idea, a feeling of clarity. And when you notice it, receive it. Let yourself feel it. Let yourself acknowledge it. Because every time you do, you are strengthening a new pattern. A pattern of openness, a pattern of trust, a pattern of receiving. And in the evening, as your day comes to a close, I want you to gently reflect, not to judge, not to analyze, but simply to notice, what did I receive today? Even if it feels small, even if it feels incomplete, it matters. Because the more you recognize what you have received, the more your mind begins to see that you are not lacking. You are supported. You are guided. You are being met in ways that are quiet but real. And this is where something shifts deeply within you. You stop feeling like life is something you are chasing, and you begin to feel like life is something you are in relationship with, something that is responding to you just as much as you are responding to it. So now, let's come back to this moment. Right here, right now, take a slow breath in, and as you exhale, let your shoulders drop, let your body soften. Feel the space around you. Feel the presence within you. And gently, softly, repeat these words inside your heart. I am open to receive. Again, I am open to receive. And one more time, slowly, I am open to receive. Let those words settle into you like a quiet truth that has always been there, waiting to be remembered. Because your blessings, my dear, have never been far away. They have been around you, within you, moving toward you in ways you are only just beginning to see. And now, something is different. Now, you are noticing. Now, you are softening. Now, you are opening. And as you continue on this path, gently, patiently, lovingly, you will begin to realize something beautiful, that you were never waiting for your blessings. Your blessings were waiting for you to be ready to receive them. So stay open, stay soft, stay present, because life is already reaching for you. And this time, you are ready to receive it.